Good day, Kavibal, and welcome to our Speakers Demo Reel webinar series. For the demo teaching today, the topic will be on understanding global warming through the lens of a much larger problem. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. We will be posting the Zoom link in the comment section before our demo teaching. And the first 5 participants to join the Zoom meeting will be allowed to have close interaction with the speaker during the session and have an open forum after the demo teaching. The first 5 participants will serve as the students for the speaker's demo reel and will get a copy of the speaker's presentation at the end of the webinar. For those who will be chosen, please make sure that your microphones are turned off until asked to turn on. Also, make sure that you participate actively to get a copy of the presentation. day again, Kafibal, and welcome to our Speakers Demo Reel webinar series. For the discussion today, the topic will be on understanding global warming through the lens of a much larger problem. Before we begin, take note of the following reminders. We would like to invite our viewers to join our Speakers Demo Reel this afternoon, and if you'd like to join, just click on the link on our comment section. The first 5 participants to join the Zoom meeting will be allowed to have close interaction with our speaker, will serve as the students for the speaker's demo reel, and will be able to get a copy of the speaker's presentation at the end of the webinar. Again, for those interested, you can participate actively and get a copy of the presentation by clicking the link in our comment section. Also, make sure you are registered to the webinar to have your e-certificate of participation. Visit certificate.vibalgroup.com to generate your proof of attendance. Place your questions in the comment box allotted during the session, and they will be addressed by our speaker later on. Share the video using hashtag LearnAs1PH as our official hashtag to all our Vibal webinars. Experience learning, ka-Vibal! And now, to proceed with our webinar this afternoon, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our distinguished speaker today. Arlene Tomines Carlos graduated Bachelor of Science in Nursing and earned her Master of Arts in Nursing in 2009, major in Nursing Administration and Management. She is the former Chief Nurse of Pampanga Premier Medical Center. She earned units on PhD in Nursing Education in Holy Angel University, Angeles City. Now, she's taking her Master's in Education at May Kawayan Colleges and just finished her oral defense in research writing. She is a Senior High School Master Teacher 1 in Sukad National High School, Apalit, Pampanga, Department of Education, Division of Pampanga, Region 3. She was a People's Choice Global Awards 2018 awardee and conferred by the World Christian Fellowship Ministry jointly with the University of Oklahoma an honorary doctoral degree in humanities. For her instructional leadership, which she aims to inspire students on the value of education and public service, creating a vision to provide a change and inspiration to the learners. She initiated the first Senior High School Research Colloquium, the first school to conduct this kind of event in Schools Division of Pampanga Cluster 6, for the purpose of exhibiting their students' own research studies to expose them to different venue wherein they can feel, observe, and see the difference in order to overcome their fear in presenting research. As a researcher, she has her first published book entitled Help Me Out for the Love of Research. She co-authored also several published books such as Compendium of Research Proposals, Inquiries, Investigation and Immersion, and Practical Research 2. She has also her yearly community service advocacy to give school supplies to Sukad Elementary School and to senior high school students of Sukad National High School. She is looking forward to create a wonderful story of her journey as a teacher and at the same time make a difference in the field of research. Ladies and gentlemen, let us all welcome Dr. Arlene Tomines Carlos.
Hello po, Kabibal. I am here again to present another topic na napapanahon po sa buwan ng November. So, please allow me to share my slide. Is it perfectly visible now, Miss Jill?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I am Arlene Tomines Carlos, once again, a master teacher of Sukad National High School, Schools Division of Pampanga, Region 3. Now, we will be talking about Global Warming and Climate Change Consciousness Week, and this is proclaimed by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo on November 18, 2008, and it is already anchored to the Climate Change Commission, which is the month of November is a National Environmental Awareness Month. Okay. So before we will have our quiz time, please allow me to thank, unahin ko nang magpasalamat sa Technical Working Group ng BIBAL. Thank you for that invitation, Miss Jill. At maraming salamat po sa mga viewers na naka-on po ngayong hapon na ito. At titignan po natin ang knowledge ng ating viewers regarding global warming and climate change. So, ang sagot lang po natin dito ay global warming and climate change. So, this is the passage number 1. It is the result of an increase in the Earth's nawala. Nawala yung presentation ko. Miss Jill, nawala po yung presentation ko.
Sige po ma'am, try sharing your screen again.
Okay po. Okay. Nakikita po ba, Miss Jill, ang aking presentation?
Yes po.
Okay. So, saan po tayo nahinto? About the Global Warming Proclamation, which is number 1667, proclaimed by former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, which is the Global Warming and Climate Change Consciousness Week. Okay, and anchored to that is the Climate Change Commission, that the month of November is a National Environmental Awareness Month. So, eto na ating quiz time at titignan natin kung meron kayong kaalaman tungkol sa global warming at climate change dahil itong dalawang ito ay napagpapalit nila ng kahulugan. So, ano ba ang global warming at ano ba ang climate change? Ito ay pag-uusapan po natin mamaya. So, for our passage number 1, it is the result of an increase in the Earth's average surface temperature due to greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide and methane. You have 5 seconds to answer this passage. And what is your answer? You have global warming. Next. The last 2 decades of the 20th century have been the hottest in the past 400 years, according to climate studies. Ano po ang sagot dito? Climate change or global warming? 5 seconds. And what is your answer? Very good. Global warming. Maski hindi ko po kayo nakikita, alam ko sumasagot po kayo. And next passage here, our government are less than 5 years away from 2025 year from missing our last realistic chance to reduce global fossil fuel use sufficiently to slow down the die-off of half of humanity by 2050. Bakit kaya nagkakaroon ng ganitong malaking problema ng global warming? No? So, you have 5 seconds to answer this passage. Magaling. Ang sagot po natin dito ay climate change. Next. The Arctic ice is melting rapidly by year 2040. The region is expected to have a completely ice-free summer or even earlier. At ito ay nararamdaman ng nasa parting Vancouver kasi the other day na-share ng kapatid ko na nagkaroon ng baha. Just 1 hour ride from their place. Kaya nababahala din siya about the nangyayari sa kapaligiran. So ano kaya itong napapanahon na pangyayari na ito? You have 5 seconds to answer it. Is it global warming or climate change? At ang sagot natin ay global warming. Magaling po ang ating mga viewers. Okay. Next. Despite of the horrible odds for getting close to the critical 2025 global fossil fuel reduction targets, it is still technically possible to do so. Pwede pa nating i-reverse o pwede pa nating gawan ng paraan. Ano kaya itong global warming ba ito o climate change? Yes, ang climate change po ang pag-uusapan natin dito. Pag pinag-uusapan po ang fossil fuel reduction targets or ang mga activities ng tao. So, pwede pa nating magawa ng paraan ang ating kapaligiran para ma-reverse yung ating 2025 global reduction target, no? Kung ano yung pwedeng mangyari sa future. So, ayan po, pag-uusapan na natin ang understanding global warming through the lens of a much larger problem of climate change. At bakit kaya napagbabaliktad o interchange ang word na ito, global warming and climate change? Ito ay pag-uusapan natin mamaya. Ano ba ang patutunguhan ng ating pag-uusapan ngayon? We have this outline. We have the quiz a while ago to test what we know about the difference between the climate change and the global warming. And what is climate change? Ano ba ang causes ng climate change? At kailangan din nating malaman ang global warming. Ano ba ang effect ng global warming sa ating kapaligiran? At ano ang pinakamagandang solusyon na gagawin ng mga tao para masugpo ang climate change o kaya global warming? So ayan po ang pag-uusapan natin ngayong hapon na ito. So for our preliminaries, we should know what is weather first, what is the meaning of climate, and what is the meaning of the two words na napag-interchange po natin, ang climate change at ang global warming. So for the weather, it means that weather is the temporary condition of the atmosphere at a certain place. So ngayong araw na ito, ano ba ang weather natin? At meron tayong pabugso-bugso na pag-ulan, at meron din tayong minsan ay nagkakaroon ng matingkad na sinag ng araw na sobrang init. At ang weather po ngayon ay humid. Okay. What about the word climate? Ano ba ang ibig sabihin ng climate? O klima sa Tagalog. Climate is the overall average weather at a place over a period of time. So the climate of the Philippines is tropical and maritime. Ano po ba ang ibig sabihin ng tropical? Dahil po ang Pilipinas ay malapit sa Ecuador o sa equator, ito ay tinatawag nating tropical country. Dahil meron tayong wet season at meron tayong dry season. Meron tayong rainy season at summer season. So yung dalawang season lang na meron tayo, no? At ang temperature ay napakataas at napaka-humid ang ating kapaligiran. Why it is the Philippines called a maritime place? Bakit naman maritime? Aside from tropical, maritime din ang Philippines. Dahil ang Pilipinas ay isang island. The beautiful island of Philippines. Ayan, parati nating naririnig yan pag meron tayong beauty contest o Miss Universe pageant na event. So, maritime. Dahil napapaligiran tayo ng tubig o dagat o yamang tubig. Kaya tinawag na ang Philippines is a maritime place na o kaya bansa. Okay. The coolest month fall in January for the Philippines, and with a mean temperature of 25.5 degrees Celsius, ito na daw yung pinakamalamig na temperatura sa ating bansa. At ang pinakamataas na temperatura naman ay sa buwan ng Mayo o the month of May, which is the mean temperature is 28.3 degrees Celsius. At kung summer naman ay umaabot tayo ng napakataas na temperatura at umaabot po tayo ng 34 degrees Celsius and even higher sa ibang parte ng Pilipinas. Ang tanong ko dito ay, can we forecast o can we mahuhulaan ba ng pag-asa ang weather condition ng susunod na mga araw? And the answer is yes, kasi meron tayong 7-day forecast na napapanood sa mga news station natin, sa TV, and at the same time naririnig natin sa radio o sa mga radyo natin. So nafo-forecast natin ang weather for the next coming days. Pero ang climate natin ay makikita pa lang natin pag dumating na yung punto na summer season na, o ito na ba ang Mang Tani, ito na ba ang tag-araw? O Mang Tani, ito na ba yung umpisa o nagbabadya na ba ang rainy season? Ito yung climate na tinatawag natin. Okay, climate change is a long-term shift in global or regional climate patterns. Often, climate change refers to specifically to the rise in the global temperatures from the mid-20th century. Ayan. So climate change may cause weather patterns to be less predictable, and these unexpected weather patterns can make it difficult to maintain and grow crops in regions that rely on farming because expected temperature and rainfall levels can no longer be relied on. Ito ay na-experience ko din, katulad ng may inaasahan tayo na magandang ani sa parteng Pangasinan dahil may mga nagtatanim para sa amin ng palay. Pero nakaranas tayo ng bagyo at ito ay unexpected. Hindi po natin inaakala na dadaan ang dalawang bagyo na magkasunod sa lugar ng Pangasinan. Unfortunately, ang ine-expect natin na ani ay wala pong nangyari dahil namatay po yung mga palay na itinanim nila. So, maganda lang at meron pa din silang naibigay na share na ani sa amin. So, dahil unexpected na ang weather ngayon, hindi natin nakalain na magkakaroon pala ng bagyo this particular day at sa mga susunod na araw. Because of climate change, also being connected with the damaging weather events such as more frequent and more intense hurricanes, floods, baha, downpours. Ano ba itong downpours na ito? Ito yung biglang pag-ulan ng isang lugar. So ang tawag doon ay downpours and winter storms. So nagkakaroon po tayo ng mabilis na pagpabago ng klima sa ating kapaligiran. Ito ay ang climate change. Bakit kaya nagkakaroon ng climate change? Did you know that human activity generates are the leading cause of the Earth's rapid changing climate today. Dahil daw sa mga activities ng mga tao, ito ay nagkakaroon o ito ay nakakatulong sa pagbabago ng klima natin. The burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas for electricity, heat, and transportation is the primary source of human-generated emission. Para maintindihan po natin, ano po ba ang fossil fuels? Ito ay ang petrolyo. Ang coal naman, ito ay uling, at ang oil, ito ay ang langis. Okay. Gas naman ang ginagamit natin kung ito ang magluluto tayo, and anything na nakikita natin sa atmosphere, iyon din ay isang form ng gas. Okay. So tatandaan natin, ang transportation is the primary source of human-generated emission. Okay. So the transformation sector emits 14% of global greenhouse gas emission. Yung mga binubugan ng mga sasakyan na nakikita natin sa particularly EDSA o kaya sa mga daan, ayun ay 14% ang mga naibibigay nila para sa pagbabago ng ating klima. Exciting new transportation vehicles. Maganda po ang pakiramdam pag nakasakay po tayo sa ating sariling sasakyan. Ano po? Pero ito ay nakakatulong sa pagbabago ng klima. Kaya ito din ay masama kung minsan. Because powered by fossil fuels which release large quantities of carbon dioxide into the air when burned. Okay. So ang paggamit natin ng gasolina ay nag-i-emit yan ng carbon dioxide. Okay. What else? Deforestation. Ang pagputol ng punong kahoy, logging, clear cutting, fires, and other forms of forest degradation release an average of 8.1 billion metric tons of carbon dioxide per year, accounting for more than 20% of all global carbon dioxide emission. May imagine nyo ba kung gaano karami carbon dioxide ang umaangat sa atmosphere natin kung ganito karami ang pinuputol na punong kahoy sa ating kapaligiran? So, next. Deforestation is primary contributor to climate change. Land use changes, especially in the form of deforestation, are the second largest anthropogenic source of atmospheric carbon dioxide emission after fossil fuel combustion. Bakit kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng deforestation? Bakit nagkakat sila ng mga punong kahoy? Dahil dumadami po ang populasyon ng ating mundo, kailangan ng mga tao ang mga space para gagawan nila ng bahay para may matirahan tayo, para maging tahanan ng mga tao. Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng pagputol ng mga kahoy. At ang kailangan natin sa ating construction materials, so kailangan din nila ng punong kahoy. So ito ay even illegal logging ay binabawal natin. Meron at meron pa rin nagpuputol ng mga punong kahoy. So ito ay dapat nating iwasan para masugpo natin ang climate change. Another one, livestock influence climate. Through land use change and feeds production, animal production, manure, and processing and transport. Dahil sa pag-aalaga natin ng hayop, ay nagkakaroon sila ng pangangailangan sa pagkain, at ito ay nag-i-emit din ng carbon dioxide. At ang animals natin, dahil ito ay living things, nagpo-poop sila. Nagbibigay sila ng dumi sa kapaligiran. At ang manure na sinasabi natin ay nag-i-emit din yan ng nitrous oxide na nagkukos ng climate change sa ating kapaligiran. Feeds production naman and manure emit carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane. Kaya yung ating mga ating lugar, comfort zone sa ating mga bahay, ay meron tayong mga pasingawan para makalabas ang methane sa ating bahay, which consequently affects climate change. But then, kung hindi natin gagawan yan ng singawan, ito ay nagkukos ng combustion o pagsabog. Kaya kailangan nating i-release. Animal production increases methane emission also because of their manure, yung kanilang mga poops. Ayun. Another one, human activities that generate air pollution include fertilizer, use primary source of nitrous oxide emission. Yung mga tinatanim natin sa ating mga bukid, yung mga palay, nilalagyan natin yan ng fertilizer para magkaroon ng masaganang bunga at magkaroon tayo ng isang magandang ani, at ito ay ginagamitan natin ng fertilizer. But then, ito rin ay nakakasama sa ating kapaligiran dahil ano ang iniimit nila? Nitrous oxide. The fertilizer overuse is responsible for the highest single share of agriculture's direct greenhouse gas emission, currently equal to some 2.1 billion tons of carbon dioxide annually. Taon-taon ito ay tumataas dahil sa excess fertilizer use, and this results emission of climate change causing gas nitrous oxide, which is some 300 times more potent than carbon dioxide. Mas grabe pa ang kinokos o ang effect ni nitrous oxide than carbon dioxide, no? Naintindihan po ba natin? So dahil sa mga factors na ito, mga human activities, nagkakaroon po tayo ng global warming. And why do we have global warming? Why do we experience global warming? Just because of the greenhouse gases. Ano-ano ba yung mga greenhouse gases natin? Ito ay yung methane, nitrous oxide, water vapor, and carbon dioxide. So dear viewers, pakinggan po nating mabuti o manood kayong mabuti dahil magtatanong po si Ma'am A mamaya. So global warming is the long-term warming of the planet's overall temperature. Though this warming trend has been going on for a long time, its pace has significantly increased in the last 100 years due to the burning of fossil fuels. Ang global warming ay matagal na po nating problema. Ito ay pinag-uusapan politically, at ito ay pinag-uusapan din globally. So paano ito susugpuin? Ito ay nasa atin lang na mga tao because of our human activities. As the human population has increased, dahil dumadami po ang tao sa mundo, so has the volume of fossil fuels burned. Dumadami din po ang paggamit ng fuel sa ating sari-sariling tahanan, sa industry, sa community per se. And fuel include coal, oil, and natural gas. And burning them causes what is known as the greenhouse effect in Earth's atmosphere. So, ano kaya ang greenhouse effect na ito? Ito ay pag-usapan po natin mamaya para mas lalong maintindihan po natin ang climate change at global warming. Ano ba ang mas nauuna? Global warming po ba o climate change muna? Okay, sasagutin po natin yan mamaya. As increase in population will inevitably create pressure leading to more deforestation. Nasagot natin yan kanina, nagkakaroon tayo ng deforestation kasi dumadami po ang tao at nangangailangan tayo ng space sa mundo para gawin nating tahanan at gagawin nating industrial area para sa ating mga pangangailangan. And it also decreased the biodiversity and spikes in population emissions which will exacerbate climate change. Dahil po sa paglobo ng populasyon ay nagkakaroon tayo ng global warming at ang lumiliit po ang ating biodiversity dahil nagkukonsumo tayo ng ating mga pagkain, ang ating mga pangangailangan, ating clothing, food, and shelter. So, the greenhouse effect. Ito na po yung pag-uusapan natin ngayon. So, dahil Earth is a comfortable place for living things. Isa na tayo dyan, ang mga tao. It's just the right temperature for plants and animals, including humans, to live. Okay. So, swerte natin dahil nandito ang Earth para tirhan natin at the temperature is just right. Why is Earth is so special? Because ano ang reason? The greenhouse effect keeps the earth warm in pretty much the same way. Earth is surrounded by atmosphere. Yung nakikita po nating shadow dito ay atmosphere po ito at ito ay binubuo ng iba't ibang gases. Okay. So, Earth is surrounded by atmosphere consists of gases. In daytime, pag maliwanag o sa araw, the sun shines through the atmosphere, warming the Earth's surface. Kung ito po yung araw, nasisinagan po niya yung Earth at yung Earth ay nagkakaroon ng warm effect sa mga tao. After the sun goes down, ito na ay ang gabi, the Earth's surface cools down. Ito naman ay lumalamig. Kaya paggabi, nakakaramdam tayo na, uy, malamig na ang panahon. Pasko na po kasi. Kaya lumalamig na ang gabi. So, but then, this releases heat back into the air. Paggabi naman, nakikita natin yung araw na lumalabas diyan sa ating monitor, nag-i-emit back ang heat sa ating atmosphere. But then, some gases are trapped and the atmosphere become more warmer and it is called the greenhouse effect. Okay. And what are these gases? Sinabi ko na kanina, carbon dioxide, water vapor, methane, and nitrous oxide. So, yung ini-emit nila, ito ay hindi lahat na naibibigay ni sun na warm ay naibibring back niya sa atmosphere. Some of these are trapped by the atmosphere also at dahil dito ay nagkakaroon tayo ng warm effect at ito ay ang global warming at ang tinatawag po dito ay the greenhouse effect. Okay, so sana po na yung explanation ko ay naintindihan po ninyo at pag-uusapan na po natin dito ay epekto ng global warming sa ating kapaligiran. So, warmer temperatures over time are changing weather patterns and disrupting the usual balance of nature. Nagkakaroon ng imbalance because of that global warming. This poses many risks to human beings and all other forms of life on Earth. So, hindi lang po ito nakakabahala para sa mga tao, and that includes plants and animals also, and other biodiversity on Earth. Nearly all land areas are seeing more hot days and heat waves. By 2020, by year 2020, ito ay naranasan na natin na ito ang pinakamainit na taon na na-experience natin. 2020 was one of the hottest years on record. Higher temperatures increase heat-related illnesses and can make it more difficult to work and move around. Health-related illnesses. Ano ba yung mga nangyayari pag sobrang init ang ating kapaligiran? Heat stroke or nagkakaroon tayo ng atake, nagkakaroon siya ng asthma, because of that heat condition. What else? Nagkakaroon siya, natitrigger ang kanyang lung disease, no? Because of that very high temperature. Another incident here is wildfire starts more easily and spread more rapidly when conditions are hotter. So, nagkakaroon tayo ng wildfire na hindi inaasahan dahil sa sobrang init na naibibigay ng mundo sa atin, kusa na siyang nagkakaroon ng siga o fire. Kaya hindi natin maiiwasan, nagkakaroon tayo ng pagdating ng summer ay meron tayong Fire Prevention Month. Ayan. So, napakainit ng kapaligiran kaya nandyan nakaantabay ang ating mga firemen para sugpuin ang mga nararanasan nating sunog sa ating kapaligiran or yung unexpected wildfire na nangyayari sa ating open spaces. Okay, next. Nagkakaroon tayo ng severe storm. Ito ay hindi ito ordinaryong tag-ulan. But then, nakakaranas tayo ng matinding bagyo na sunod-sunod. Ito ay nakakabahala dahil sa climate change na nangyayari at ang global warming na nararanasan natin. Changes in temperature cause changes in rainfall, and this results in more severe and frequent storms. They cause flooding and landslide, destroying homes and communities and costing billions of money. Ayan, kung magkakaroon tayo ng pagbaha at landslide dito na nakikita natin, ay magkakaroon din ng matinding paggastos ang ating gobyerno para matulungan ang ating mga kasama sa ating kapaligiran. So from government to communities, magkakaroon ng matinding paggastos para matulungan ang mga nasalantana tao because of flooding and because of the storm, matinding bagyo na nararanasan natin, kailangan tumulong ang ating gobyerno. Another one, water is becoming scarcer or pag-unti o yung ating tagtuyot na nararanasan sa iba't ibang parte ng Pilipinas o mundo. Droughts can steer destructive sand and dust storm that can move billions of tons of sand across continents. Saan-saan lugar ba ang merong disyerto? Sa Middle East, nagkakaroon ng sandstorm, nararanasan nila yan. Deserts are expanding, reducing land for growing food. Many people now face the threat of not having enough water on a regular basis. Wag na po tayong lumayo. Dito lang sa ating lugar ay nagkakaroon na tayo ng water shortage. Sabi nga nung isang kapatid ko, sana merong magko-connect from your place to my place para may share ninyo yung tubig ninyo sa amin, sabi nila. So just like Malaysia and Singapore, nagko-connect sila dun sa bridge at merong tubo na papunta sa Singapore for the water supply. So sa ibang bansa nagagawa nila yon, siguro sa ating bansa din ay magagawa natin in the future, no? Okay. Melting glaciers, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina dahil sa ibang parte ng mundo like Vancouver, which is 1 hour ride. But then, siguro malayo naman, kaya hindi pa kami maapektuhan. But then, for the climate change na nangyayari at global warming, na mabilis ang pagbabago ng klima sa ating kapaligiran. Another one. Ito na tayo. So, magre-recall tayo, dear viewers. True or false? Ito ay short quiz lang. True or false? wasting less food is a way to reduce greenhouse gas emission. Okay. Kung konti lang daw yung naiiwan natin o natitira nating pagkain, ito ba ay nakakatulong sa greenhouse gas emission natin? Dahil hindi na po natin itatapon o yung konting-konti na lang ang natitira, yun na lang yung ating may tatapon. Okay, what is that? What is the answer? Yes, ang sagot natin ay true. Mas kokonti ang naibibigay natin o nai-emit na gas sa ating atmosphere. Next. Another one. More than third of food produced globally never makes it to the table. Some of this wasted food spoils in transit, while consumers throw some of this food out. Food loss and waste account for around 8.2% of the total human-made greenhouse gas emission. Yung mga pakonti-konti pala ay naiipon at ito ang percentage niya ay lumalaki din. How about 8.2% of the total human-made greenhouse gas emission? So, kailangan magtipid tayo sa pagkain at huwag tayong magsayang ng pagkain. Okay, another one. Which of the following is a greenhouse gas? Carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, nitrous oxide, or all of the above? Ito ay paulit-ulit kong sinasabi kanina kung inyo pong natatandaan. Ano po ang sagot dito? Yes, very good. Ang sagot dito ay all of the above. Greenhouse gases may be a result of a natural occurrence or human activity. These gases include carbon dioxide, methane, water vapor, nitrous oxide, and the ozone. Oh, may naidagdag tayong gas, no? Fluorinated gases are also considered to be greenhouse gases. Yung fluorine natin. Greenhouse gases act like a heat-trapping blanket, making the earth habitable for humans. However, human activities have increased emissions of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere beyond what the earth can support, resulting in climate change. Ayan. So, naiintindihan na po natin kung ano ang global warming at ano ang climate change. Ang climate change na pinag-uusapan natin dito ay lahat ng human activities, lahat ng galaw ng tao, lahat ng ginagawa ng tao, iyon ay nagkukos ng climate change. Okay. At ano ang resulta ng climate change? Human activities, global warming. Ayan. So another, globally, which of the following economic sector emits the largest percentage of greenhouse gas emission? A, transportation, B, buildings, C, industry, D, electricity and heat production. Alin ba daw dito ang nagkukos the largest percentage of greenhouse gas emission? And the answer is, yes, correct tayo dyan. Electricity and heat production. The electricity and heat production sector emits the largest percentage of global greenhouse gas emission, which is 25%. The agriculture, forestry, and other land use sector is a close second at 24%. Okay. So, ayan na. So, electricity and heat production, the largest percentage of the global greenhouse gas emission. Okay. Now, the question is, how you can stop global warming? Ano na ang gagawin natin? Paano natin masusugpo ang global warming? Okay. Invest in energy efficient appliances. Energy efficiency is the lowest cost way to reduce emission, When shopping for refrigerators, washing machine, and other appliances, look for the Energy Star label. Or tanungin natin yung mga ating representative doon sa appliance center. They will tell you which are the most efficient, yung mga inverter na appliances natin. Inverter na refrigerator, inverter na aircon, inverter na ano pa, washing machine. Ayan. So may mga inverter na tayo. Invest in energy efficient appliances. Another one, save energy at home. Ano-ano ba yung mga pwede nating maitulong sa kapaligiran natin para magkaroon tayo ng saving the energy at home? Ano ang gagawin natin? Patayin ang ilaw kung ito na ay hindi ginagamit. Okay. At save natin yung water. Pag nagtutoothbrush, patayin muna yung faucet kasi ang style natin habang nagtutoothbrush, tumutulo din yung gripo natin. So nagwo-waste tayo ng tubig diyan. Ano pa? Ano pa yung pwede nating maitulong sa loob ng bahay? So magluluto lang tayo kung kailangan, gagamit lang tayo ng gas kung kailangan, no? So much of our electricity and heat is powered by coal, oil, and gas. Use less energy by lowering your heating and cooling, switching to LED or the light emitting diode. Ito yung usong-usong ilaw natin ngayon, no? Yung LED lights. So, light bulbs and energy efficient electric appliances, washing your laundry with cold water, or hanging things to dry instead of using the dryer. Pag gumagamit tayo ng dryer, nag-i-emit din siya ng gas, no? Another one, para makatulong sa pag-reduce ng global warming, maglakad daw po tayo instead of using our own car. Cycle or take public transport. Okay. So marami tayong nakikitang mga bikers o pagpapasok sila sa kanilang mga trabaho, nagbabike sila. Instead of driving their own car, they use the bicycle. Makakatipid nga naman sila ng gas, no? The world's roads are clogged with vehicles. Most of them burning yung diesel or yung petrol o ito yung gas na ginagamit natin. Walking or riding a bike instead of driving will reduce greenhouse gas emission and help your health and fitness. So magiging healthy pa daw tayo pag tayo ay naglalakad o kaya nagbabike. For longer distances, you may use or consider the train or bus and carpool whenever possible. So gagamit tayo ng transport natin, yung buses o yung kaya minsan may libreng bus, di po ba? So makakatipid din tayo sa pamasahe at the same time. So kailangan minsan gamitin natin ang ating mga bisikleta para pagpunta sa ating mga trabaho, lalong-lalo na kung ito ay malapit lang. Okay. At ito ay nakakatulong din sa ating katawan para lalo tayong maging malakas at healthy. Another one, eat more vegetables. Eating more vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds, and less meat and dairy products can significantly lower your environmental impact. Producing plant-based foods generally results in fewer greenhouse gas emission and requires less energy and land and water. Bakit kaya kailangan nating kumain ng mas maraming vegetable? Dahil sa experience ko, kung ako na ang nagluto ng gulay, it takes time bago maubos. Pero kung nagluto ako ng adobo at gumamit ako ng chicken at baboy, napakabilis maubos. dahil siguro ito ay mas masarap, mas gusto ng mga bata, but then hindi na nila alam na mas maganda pala kung gulay ang kakainin natin. It makes us more healthy at magiging may panlaban pa tayo sa mga anumang klase ng sakit, no? And tree planting is one of the simplest and most effective way of tackling the climate change caused by the greenhouse gas. Kailangan nating maturuan na yung mga bata o mga kabataan na magtanim ng mga punong kahoy at makatulong ito sa ating kapaligiran para magkaroon tayo ng isang malinis, malamig at isang masayang environment. Dahil kung mas maganda po ang environment natin, syempre, mas nakangiti ang mga tao at masaya sila na tumira sa earth o sa mundo, no? As trees grow, they absorb carbon dioxide and a major greenhouse gas in the atmosphere. Inaabsorb ng mga punong kahoy ang mga carbon dioxide at paggabi naman, they emit what? Oxygen. So kung mas maraming puno, mas maraming oxygen ang malalanghap ng mga tao, which is better for our health at sa ating kapaligiran, no? And for the summary of our lesson, Proclamation 1667, guided by that proclamation signed by the former President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, and that proclamation stated that Global Warming and Climate Change Consciousness Week. Ayan. Anchored to that is the month of November as the National Environmental Awareness Month by the Climate Change Commission. Okay. Another one. The global warming is the result of an increase in the Earth's average surface temperature due to greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, water vapor, nitrous oxide, and what else? Ano yung isa na lagi nating sinasabi kanina? Yes, very good. Methane. Okay. Saan nanggagaling ang methane na yan? From animal manure, yung mga poops ng mga animals natin, no? Methane ang ini-emit nila yan sa atmosphere. And because of global climate change is connected system, climate change impact and felt everywhere. Nararamdaman natin ang climate change dahil sa number 1, activity ng mga tao. Okay. Activity ng mga industrial areas natin. Activity ng mga tao na nandun sa labas. So nag-i-emit din yan ng carbon dioxide and causes climate change and contribute to global warming. Okay. Another one. It is important to first understand what changes are occurring and why and what we can do to bring a balance back to our environment. Napaka-importante po na maintindihan natin kung ano ang climate change at global warming. Ano po ang pagkakaiba nila at ano ang mga causes at effect nila sa ating kapaligiran. Okay. And for my references, nakalista po dito, Britannica.com, job1forhumanity.org, Warmheart, worldwide.org, UN.org, NRDC.org, Pag-asa, you have the National Geographic.org, Earthday.org, and climate.nasa.org. Okay, and for that, thank you po. Maraming salamat, Kabibal.
Thank you very much, Miss Arlene.
Yes po.
We will now see if there are questions from our YouTube viewers. Alright, so as I'm looking at our comment section, there's no questions, only gratitude from our viewers.
Opo.
Do you have any last reminders for our viewers today, ma'am?
Okay, para po matulungan natin yung ating tirahan o ang ating magandang tahanan ng mundo natin, kailangan nating makikooperate sa mga kinauukulan para makiisa tayo sa pagsugpo ng global warming. Dahil ang climate change, sabi natin kanina, ay activities ng mga tao o ng human o ng mankind. So kailangan nating i-reduce ang ating mga activities. Katulad ng sinabi natin kanina, conserve your energy. Kaya kailangan patayin ang ilaw kung hindi na ito ay ginagamit. Mag-save tayo ng tubig para hindi po tayo nang maubusan ng tubig. Para pagdating po ng summer o tag-ulan ay meron po tayong magagamit na resources natin. Okay po. That's all, Miss Jill. At maraming salamat po pala sa Bibal for inviting me again. It's been a while, but then maganda po at nag-invite po ulit si Bibal dahil Pasko na, may pamasko na po ako. Maraming salamat po.
There we have it. In behalf of Vibal Group Incorporated, I would like to thank our speaker for today for this very interactive and insightful demo teaching session. It is an honor to have you with us today, ma'am. And to all our Vibal viewers, all thanks to you for your continuous patronage to all our daily learning session. Don't forget to register to get your e-certificate of participation. We also encourage you to subscribe and watch on our official Vibal Facebook and YouTube channel. Muli maraming salamat at magandang araw